World War II, in a fifth dimensional perspective, was actually the best thing that happened to humanity, because it created enough suffering, enough pain, enough destruction that humans were like, all right, we have to move forward. We can't do this. We have to come together. Struggle always brings people together. And in the Hawaiian Islands right now, especially Maui, there's so much unity. There's so much people coming together and helping people. I had a neighbor that literally, he just put one post on Facebook, and because he had some down power lines and trees and whatever things, and there was no way he could do anything himself. He had 25 people show up and help him, and that was up in the Kula area. 25 people that just showed up, no questions asked. I mean, if you were to hire that many people, that would cost you thousands of dollars for that day, and they just showed up, no questions asked, helped. And that's what the suffering kind of brings, us together. It sucks. A lot of people lost their houses. A lot of tragedy has happened. But a lot of times those, just like a marriage that isn't working, it can't proceed, especially where we're going right now. Things that aren't working will have to fall apart. And there was a lot of things that were happening behind the scenes in Lahaina that 99% of people probably weren't aware of. But there was an energetics behind it. There was, I was very much connected to the ancestors, and they were basically telling me, hey, there was something really dark that needed to kind of happen there, that needed to essentially burn away. And that's it's a hard thing, to hear if, for example, you're impacted by that. But at the same time, the universe doesn't worry about the small things. For many, the house, this is probably the biggest thing in their life. But in a fifth dimensional perspective, when you really zoom out, you understand how things really start rebalancing themselves when certain death processes happen. And we're actually in a time where death can happen without dying, and it's a really amazing gift to have in this life specifically, because many times, and there are many past lives, we had to die physically to upgrade. But now we can die 10, 15 times in a lifetime and constantly upgrade and constantly evolve. That's probably the greatest gift the universe could ever give us, is that freedom to progress at such a rapid pace. And I don't know how many people are actually understanding how wonderful this time is, regardless of what is happening, because the amount the soul can grow, and that's really all you care about on your deep essence, is growth. You've come here for growth. You haven't come here for money, for kids, for love, for all of these things. You've come here to learn whatever lessons you wanted to learn. You've come here to grow and evolve as a soul and move on to your next growth and to the next evolution, to the next, maybe you want to be a son in the next life or whatever it is, but that's all we really care about at the end of the day. And the universe will keep pushing us until we learn the lesson. But for so many lifetimes, for some people, it's been thousands of incarnations before they learned one lesson, and that's right now we're in this beautiful time where there's a lot of chaos that's happening. But if you really look back and all the time frames right now, we're in the freest of we have ever been, even though we think we're in this, there is oppression, there is things going on, there is censorship, there is a lot of AI stuff that's coming out, there's a lot of control. But really, we're starting to understand that sovereignty aspect within ourselves, and that's the most powerful thing. Doesn't matter what they do, how they do it, where they do it. If you're sovereign, there's nothing they can do about anything.